Hey guys, so a lot of lectures come from just ideas that come to my head when I'm usually talking to other people. And one thing that came to my mind is that I've already done a lesson on this, but I want to do another one. And this is a better analogy. I see it all the time, and it's always blown my mind, where I want you guys to imagine this, right? You want to become the strongest version of yourself. You want to have a six-pack. You want to become strong and super good at some sort of sport. You want to become the best, right? So what you do is you train your hardest, you train as hard as possible, and you start doing well. Cool. You look yourself in the mirror and you're exactly what you want to be. You're where you want to be now. Now it can only get better from here, but you're happy. You're finally happy with yourself and your physical body. You're happy now. So what you decide to do to celebrate since you're there is you decide to take 2 weeks off, no training, and eating whatever dirt food you want. And it sounds stupid when you say it via fitness. It sounds dumb, right? You're like, well, that guy's a dummy. He's a retard. But I see this all the time in business. It's probably the number one thing I see in business. It's why so few people succeed. Because as soon as they reach a little bit of monetary success, the first thing I notice every single time is that either one, they take a vacation because they finally reach their goal. Oh, I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to go on this vacation with the money I made from my business because my business is taken so long and I worked so hard and now I'm here and I've made my first really good months and now I'm going to go on vacation. Like, it makes no sense. That's one thing I see. And the second thing I also see is that they start outsourcing, right? They start hiring people saying that, oh yeah, I don't need to work hard anymore. I'm going to hire this guy with this money I have and I'll pay him only a little bit of it. And then I'm going to just kind of, work a little less because I built this and it took me so long. Every single time, all the time, they always seem surprised when 3 or 4 months later, they're fat again. It's like they're surprised. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense in my brain. It's the fitness guy who finally reaches his fitness goals after really hard training and really good diet and doing everything perfect. And the first thing they do is they decide, okay, well, now I'm going to try and train not as hard. I've been training really hard to get here. And, I'm going to train not as hard. I'll just train sometimes. And then, my diet's been really hard too. So actually, I'm going to throw away the diet. I'm just going to eat what I want. I really like cake. It's like, and I don't get it. I see it all the time and it doesn't make sense in my mind. Guys, whatever work ethic and whatever lessons you've learned, that fire you have that is going to get you to where you want to go, you can't throw that away once you get there. It's the number one mistake I've seen with everyone everywhere. The reason they do this mistake, and I understand it, the reason they do this mistake is because they're doing everything for the money. They're money focused. That's their goal. Their goal is money. So they reach their money goal. Now they think, okay, cool. I've got my money goal now. So now I want to do what I really wanted to do, which is jerk off and go on vacation and be on the beach and try and go to the club every night and try and get a girl. They didn't want to build the business, right? And if you don't want to build the business, you should just be 9 to 5. If you don't genuinely want, if you don't enjoy, if you don't want to be the guy who makes this giant empire, if that's not what you want to do with your time, then you should just do 9 to 5 because otherwise you're always going to end up fat. You're always going to get your fitness goal, be strong. Then you're going to try and either hire people or you're going to try and take some time off and you're going to try and find the laziest way to keep the money where it is at, right? That's the problem that they make. They all make this problem. They reach some level of money they want. Let's say $10,000 a month, right? That's usually a good mark. Because usually $10,000 a month for most people, they can basically do kind of whatever they want, right? If you're not that ambitious of a person, you don't want a supercar, you just want to be able to kind of do whatever you want. Usually around $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, a lot of people are quite happy with that, right? You're seen as successful in the eyes of everyone around you. And usually at that level, they start to try, and their goal doesn't become to try and make the number go up. Their goal becomes to minimize the amount of work they need to do to keep the money at that level. Their mentality shifts, and every single time, 100% of the time, and it will always happen for the rest of human eternity, they will always end up poor again. They will always, while trying to find the minimum they can work to keep that amount of money up, they're always going to end up falling down. The money is going to end up going down because there's no such thing as sustaining. There's no such thing as keeping the number the same. The number is either going to go up or it's going to go down. Whenever you see the number stay basically the same in a business, that's from that business trying to make the number go up as hard as humanly possible. Sustaining is max effort to try and make it go up. If you lose the sight of that, if you lose the goal of that, if you reach your fitness goal, look in the mirror, see yourself having a six pack and see yourself being really proud of where you are, and then immediately try and find out how to work as little as humanly possible to keep that six pack and keep that physique, you're going to fail. You're going to get a little bit fatter. It's going to be very slow. But next thing you know, 4 months later, you go look in the mirror, you got to lose your six pack and you're going to be like, what happened? And then they work very hard again and go up again and then get the six pack back and then they do it again. And it's the number one thing I always see with all success people. And this isn't just here in this Philly marketing campus. I can literally see it when I look at people, like all those people who post on Twitter. I can see it. I can literally see it. He did a good month. Now he's gone lazy. Now he's fucked up everything. And now like 2 months later, they get inspiration and, oh, oh, I'll try hard again. And then they try a new thing. And I see it. You see it all the time with a lot of people of influence. Like a lot of the influencers, I say in quote, all of them have this trait. It's what you don't want. You need to be the guy who enjoys work. You need to be the guy who enjoys trying to make the number go up. It needs to be a game. It needs to be a game you enjoy. Because that's the only way you're going to keep the work ethic up, even when you've reached all your goals. It's the only way you're going to keep going and keep trying to make the number go up. And it's the only way you're going to keep the number up is with that work ethic that was required to get there. So guys, don't think that there's this, well, you know, you work really hard and then you make it and then you're at the money you want and then you just can kind of chill and jerk off. No, it's never like that. That's not what business is like. That's not what reality is like. Look, you can do it a little bit more efficient, but if your goal is to try and become more efficient, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. You'll always have the money start to go back down again. So just keep this in mind, just in general. And this applies to everything in life. It applies to fitness, it applies to business, it applies to anything that you enjoy to have in your life. Yeah, just keep that in mind.